global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. It's best you see the video, it's also best you hear from the horse's mouth. I do not know if this is a tactic coming from the governor of Rivers State, Sasimala Fubara, if this is a political move or to dose the tension for the now, or if this is just him throwing his supporters under the bus the second time. Because I could still remember in the time past when this whole thing began, when this impeachment process started at the beginning, some of his supporters like Goodhead came all out and all that, and what he said shocked a lot of journalists and Nigerians. Not until after a while he now said to lead and others said to follow. Edison Hayes and the rest now supported him. So I cannot tell. It's best you watch the video, hear what he said, especially to Okocha, the same Okocha that he literally called names, and see the reactions of the people. And come back for more. Maybe it's a political tactics, I wouldn't know. We'll come back with my colleague to look at this analytically.
I can assure you publicly that any day, anytime, I have not gone back by that my statement. Nothing is too big to pay for peace in this state. Because at the end of the day, it's about our people. It's not about me. I will live, but the good work that I've done will speak and will defend my generation. Because we have a very unusual person in our midst, and I want to honestly appreciate his presence. Like I said before, OCJ Okocha, we're happy that you're here with us. What we're doing this morning, it doesn't matter who started the project. It doesn't matter who is even the contractor. But what is important is to complete this project because it's all about Rivers State. It has not been an easy 16 months. But what is important is the interest of our state must be above our personal interests. I want to say it here, very loud and clear to everyone. The Supreme Court has given a judgment. My administration is going to implement the judgment to its fullest. The reason is clear. It's not about me. It's about the good of this state. We can imagine the kind of waste that has taken place in both sides. These are money that if we have used it in the affair of this state, there would have been a lot of things to show. Thank God we are where we are today. I can assure you publicly that any day, anytime, I have not gone back by that my statement. Nothing to pay for this in this state. Because at the end of the day, it's about our people. It's not about me. I will live, but the good work that I've done will speak and defend my people.
Alright, welcome back. You've heard what Fubara said. He literally said quite a lot. I don't know what to make of this. What's your take?
Well, I think Fubara, we all know he's not a politician. And being that he's not a politician, we are sure to see this kind of thing play out. And when I had the opportunity to look at the CTC, it was a direct hit on him. And I would say that the CTC kind of unveiled his betrayal that he actually betrayed Wike, that everything that had happened was pointing to the fact that he wanted to be a dictator. And I feel that for him, that name wasn't good enough for him. And hitherto, we are seeing all of this happen, you understand? But be that as it may, some of the statements he has made has come to most of his strong supporters as a great shock. We know that the Supreme Court is the highest court in the land, and it's cool to obey and do what you're supposed to do. But, for most of his supporters, they still believe that the end of this journey is impeachment. So they expected that Fubara will, even if he's going to do some stuff that has been deemed fit by the Supreme Court, he wasn't supposed to come out this plain, and this bold to tell the people, come on. Because one of the things I always say is when you want to handle the issue of politics, try to hit on the situation at hand. Don't try to tackle some people and don't try to get at them and all of that. And unfortunately, those were some of the mistakes he made. I can still remember the OCJ Okocha, how he kind of latch him in front of everybody, all the judges that were there. It wasn't funny for the man. Though the man afterwards, when he had a meeting with Wike,
also gave his own
he said, well, let's wait and see what will happen in the Supreme Court and on all of that. But we still see him now dragging him closer, and in front of him has promised that the Supreme Court judgment will be implemented to the letter. He doesn't care the price he needs to pay for all of that.
Even if it means throwing his supporters under the bus.
Unfortunately, that is what the supporters need to get ready for, because it's already very obvious. And for some of his outstanding and very pronounced supporters, it has happened. And interestingly, some of them were of Ikwere origin, and now it's happening this way. So it seems as though they have lost virtually everything. But be that as it may, I think also that right now the fight has left him. Right now, the fight now is between some Wike and the Ijos. Because, we know that the Ikweres have one of the biggest local government in Rivers State. We know that. But the Jaws are many. We're talking about more than 30 million people here. And now these Ijo people are like, when you had an opportunity, because one of the Jaw guys had said something. He said, when you had an opportunity to impeach, that everything was within the powers of Wike when he was Minister of State during the time that Rotimi Amechi was in power. Everything was within his power to impeach the person of Rotimi Amechi. Though, as at that time, I think Chidi Lloyd was standing with Rotimi Amechi. Yes. There was a little fight here and there, but he had a lot of things under his power. Damn Jonathan, Patient Jonathan, was also with him, with Wike. Now, the big question was, why didn't Wike impeach him? Now, if Wike had done anything to impeach Rotimi Amechi as at then, based on what some of the Ijos are saying right now, that it would have resulted to an Ijo man taking over. But knowing that this was a fight between the Ikweres and two Ikwere people, he had to hold back his blow. That impeachment blow, he held it back because it was an Ikwere man that was there. That was why he did not release that blow. But now that, according to most of them, the Ijos, they are like, now it is an Ijo man who had also fallen into your impeachment trap.
Now you want to go
all out. And they're sending a strong message across to Bola Ahmed Tinubu that whatever you can do to stop this from happening, you stop it, because if it happens, it will lead to a strong disintegration between the Ijos, the ethnic groups in Rivers State. It may boil down to something that is unthinkable. But I don't know what is in the mind of Wike. You understand? Because right now, whether we like it or not, the ball is in his court right now. And Fubara himself have accepted his fate. And you hear him often, he keeps saying things that even if I end today, my legacy will speak for me and all. So just to tell you, he has no iota of fighting spirit again. He's ready to give up on everything. But be that as it may, let's sit back and watch and see what will happen in the nearest future. But I'm so sure that Wike, being a man who enjoys staying in the side of victory and always being ready to make that pronouncement, he loves being victorious and outstandingly victorious, will would dive him the blow, the dying political blow that will end his career.
One last question. Don't you think, this is just me because honestly, I didn't expect this. Don't you think that even the Jaws, we need some level of fighting spirit in Fubara for them to even move ahead? Because if the person you are trying to even resuscitate or try to sustain is saying there's no need, it drives away even the fighting spirit in the Jaws. Because it's a different matter when he says, let's go there. But this one is saying, no, don't do anything. Even if I leave today, no price is too big. I don't understand. Do you think the fact that Fubara has given up on himself, from what I see and gather, or is it just a political tactics by him? Because sometimes he plays this way, and the next thing they'll think he's totally lost, and the next thing that they'll pity him, and the next thing he gets him back, and they begin to rage. I don't get it. Do you think that Fubara's stand on saying let's just give it up, do you think it's enough to keep the Jaws spirit strong, or do just even the guy himself is not even in the mood to sustain
the Jaws have enjoyed a lot of things, being that he had been in power. The Jaws have enjoyed, though Equerries also, because everybody seems to have enjoyed that. But also, don't forget that Wike, as he is right now, based on what we have seen, he's now the political leader in Rivers State. And being the political leader in Rivers State right now, he is sitting back to look at the ethnic groups. If he hands over, if anything happens and he impeaches this guy, who takes over? It will be an Orichi person. That's talking about the deputy governor that takes over. But he doesn't want that to happen. Why? Because what really does it stand to benefit from that? All of this is assumption on my part. It has nothing to really benefit. But outside that person being there, the next person that maybe the Chief Justice will be the next person that will take over, and Chief Justice Amadi himself is an Ikwere man. The other guy also, Amawele, is an Ikwere guy. He doesn't want it because already he has the Ikwere under his grip. He's their son, so they have a lot to benefit from him. So all of them will stand by him. So I'm looking at kind of trying to build a strong and phenomenal relationship with the Ogonis.
Okay.
The Ogonis, being that a lot is coming from the Ogonis, and Ogonis feel that they have been betrayed for too long politically. So right now, I'm even eyeing somebody like Biggie may likely be when the time for me, because I know that Amadi or Mowole will take over for if they impeach Fubara. All of this based on if they impeach Fubara. Mawale will sit in there as an equal person, but I know that Wike would not want him to be in that position. Though a lot of people believe that they want him to, but I know that Wike will not do that mistake because he's an inquiry man. He will instead pick an Ogoni man who cooperates with him, and then
that means he wouldn't want a Jaws to get power because they have the population.
The Jaws getting the power, unfortunately, Jaws are quite, for me, they are quite shocking because though they have the population, Wike has his way around people. And most of them still come out to boast that Wike had really done them good, and they are even telling Fubara, you have to align with the demands and all of that. So right now, I think he's going to be navigating towards the Ogonis so that he can, let them understand that I didn't betray you guys. I kicked out the other guy and I brought you in so that by next election, who knows, it could be an Igwe man that will bounce back into that position. That's just my standpoint.
All right, let's go wrap it up. Let's brainstorm.